Good afternoon, everyone. So glad to be with you today. My name is Reverend Leah Alvarado. I'm with New Thought Northern Colorado Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to our weekly inspiration. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we come together. I read a different passage from a New Thought teacher and author that hopefully inspires us. I think these passages do. Today's passage is by Mark Nepo, The Book of Awakening. Always love his work. And today's topic is leaning in. It was the philosopher Michael Zimmerman who told the story of being a boy in a school when someone passed him a pair of Chinese handcuffs, a seemingly innocent thimble-like casing with an opening at each end. It was passed to him without a word, and of course, through curiosity, he slipped his left forefinger in one end and then his right in the other. Mysteriously, what made them handcuffs was that the more you tried to pull your fingers out, the tighter they held you. Feeling caught, he panicked and pulled harder. The small cuffs tightened. But suddenly, it occurred to him to try the opposite. And as he leaned his fingers into the problem, the small casing slackened and he could gently and slowly work his fingers free. So many times in life, our pulling in panic only handcuffs us more tightly. In this small moment, the philosopher, as a boy, reveals to us the paradox that underscores all courage, that leaning into what is gripping us will allow us to work our way free. Yeah, I remember using those as a kid, and maybe some of you remember that too, and the feeling it felt being so tight on your fingers, and you couldn't literally, it seems so simple, but you couldn't pull your fingers out. And it's because of the resistance. When we're pulling and pulling, it doesn't work. And just like life, right? That when we move toward it, when we lean into that situation, whatever it is, that then there's more freedom, there's more peace. We're able to look at what is happening and what we're experiencing in a new light, in a new way. If you're here today, I would love to see you, or at least see your name in the chat if you want to say hello. And even if you're joining us at some point in the future, feel free to say hello and chime in. Always enjoy seeing comments and enjoy connecting with you in this way. So this idea of leaning in, I have a couple of questions for us today to reflect on. I'm going to put those in the chat. So the first question, what's a situation right now in your life that you feel stuck in? Just think about that for a moment. It might be a small thing, it might be a big thing. But is there an area in your life right now where you just feel stuck? There's not a lot of movement. You know, maybe it's an area that you know you're being stubborn about, you're holding on to, you're gripping, you're feeling that tightness and that gripping of whatever it is. So just take a scan of your life right now. Again, not with judgment. I always emphasize that because I think it's really important. Sometimes we can look at these areas of our life and we do so with such judgment and criticism of ourselves. And that's not the point of this. It's just to notice in a gentle and loving way, is there some area where you feel stuck? Hi, BJ. Always glad to have you here with us. Thank you for joining in. So just notice that within your body, if there's any stuck energy, if you notice tightness or something in your body, that could possibly be an indication of something that's stuck in your life, because it often shows up in our bodies. Our bodies are incredibly intelligent, and when we're experiencing something emotionally in our life, something that's affecting us emotionally, it will often show itself in our bodies. So maybe looking there, is there some place in your being, in your body, where you feel that stuckness? It might show up in your back, your shoulders, your neck, your knees, some other part, or your jaw, any tension that you might be feeling. And just tuning in and asking, What is this stuckness about? Is there some area in my life where I am stuck, where I'm not willing to move forward? So just notice that with some gentleness and love. And the next question, what can you lean into about the situation to help relieve you of the stuckness? What can you lean into about this situation, whatever it is, in order to relieve the stuckness? And see if you notice that. If you notice as you lean into it, as you feel into it, something begins to melt away. If you notice the energy, it starts to shift a little bit. The passing of a loved one. Well, so BJ, just notice if you feel stuck around that situation, if there's any energy of being stuck. I know that this is something you experienced recently, so I'm not implying that you're stuck, because you may not be. It's just the process of grief. It's the natural process of loss and of grief. But the stuck energy is different. It's an energy that we're not willing to let go of. It's different than I'm not ready to let go of the loved one that passed. It's different. That's a natural, normal process. This is like a stubbornness, like a nope, I don't want to let this go. I don't want to deal with this right now. I don't want to face this right now. That's what this is. So notice if that's something that you're experiencing in your life, and you may not be. You may not be. But if you are, can you lean in? And even, just to go back to your point or your comment, BJ, any area of our life that we're experiencing some emotion about, we can lean into it. So it as I'm saying this, it's not just about stuckness. So I take that back. It's not always about stuckness. We can lean into anything, right? We can lean into our grief. We can lean into the sadness. And as we are willing to dive in a little deeper, as we're willing to move into it, what do we notice? What's there? What is there for us to become more aware of? What is there for us to heal even more? What is there for us to become more, just have more awareness around? So notice that for yourself as you lean in. And I'm physically leaning in when I say those words, but it's not necessarily that. I'm maybe doing that naturally for emphasis, but it's moving our energy and our intention into that thing, whatever that is. What message is there for you? What does it want to tell you? What does it want to share with you? What does it want to teach you? So let's just take a deep breath together. Just dropping into our heart, letting go of the chatter in the mind, letting go of the busyness of the morning, of the day, just dropping into your heart, taking some deep breaths. And Mark Nepo has, as he often does at the end of his passages, he has a little meditation. So I'm going to walk us through that right now. So just breathing into your heart, feeling your heart expand as you breathe out and as you breathe in. Letting your awareness move to that situation, whatever that situation is that perhaps there's some energy around in your life right now. That situation where you feel that stuck energy, a position that you're being stubborn about, or another area in your life where there's just a lot of energy around it. So just bringing that into your heart right now. And breathing all around that. And as you breathe, try to relax into your self-protection so that you can lean into the situation slightly, relaxing any self-protection that naturally wants to come in and protect your heart. Just relaxing all of that, breathing that out, letting it go. And notice how this feels. Notice if the situation, the energy around the situation has loosened a bit. Notice if it loosens as you bring your energy and your attention to it in a new way, in a new light. In other words, we are allowing it to be there. When we allow something to be there, that stuck energy dissipates because there's no longer resistance. There's no longer a pushing against. There is just simply allowing. So breathing into that and just allowing it. As you lean in, notice what is there for you. Notice if there's any message or anything that is important for you to be aware of right now about this particular situation. And just breathe. As you notice what comes, if there's a message that comes or a feeling, or maybe nothing at all in this moment, that's okay too. Just breathe and allow and lean in. And so I am knowing in this moment that each of us is supported on this path, this journey, this earthly walk. I am knowing that whatever situation that there is some stuck energy around, or any situation that is bringing us a lot of energy right now, I am knowing that we are able to allow, we are able to lean in, we are able to feel into that situation with grace and with love. And I am knowing that the perfect message, the perfect insight, the perfect revelation is coming through each of us at the perfect time, in the perfect way, in a way that we can hear it, in a way that we can receive it, in a way that blesses our life. And so we feel the gratitude of that knowing, of that truth in this moment. And as we feel that, we let it go. We allow it to be, knowing the absolute perfection of it. And so it is. And so I'm going to put into the chat as we wrap up today, our time together. I'm going to put in the affirmation that we're going to close out with. And so let's say this together. Today, I choose to become more aware of the places and spaces within my life where I am resisting and gripping. I choose to breathe and relax and surround these places within me with love, with compassion, and with grace. As I lean in, I'm able to free what has a hold on me and experience peace. So I am knowing this for each one of you today. I am holding this and knowing this for you. May you have a beautiful rest of your day and week and weekend. And I look forward to being with you again next week, or on Sunday if you tune in to us on Sundays at 10 a.m. for our service. Whenever I think of this community and those who are connected to us, no matter where you are, whether you are here in Colorado or you're in California or wherever you are. I am knowing that you are loved, that you are surrounded in light, and that an abundance of blessings is raining down upon you. Thanks for being here today. Namaste. Bye, everyone.